First of all, welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina. Have you ever been here before?
No, I haven't. I've driven through as a kid, but this is my first time getting to explore.
It's a big city, but we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Big filmmakers here. So you make a film, it goes to a lot of festivals and things. How do you get it so that a lot of, ordinary people like are sitting out there get to see it?
I guess first you gotta attempt to make a good film.
Yeah.
No, but truthfully.
Sure.
And
people want to see.
Because it was a small independent film, and we did our best to make the strongest, most impactful film with the money we had and resources we had. And then it kind of caught fire that way. We got into some important festivals, and people were interested.
It's all about people just getting behind it. You guys saw it, brought it here. Other people saw it in other places and brought it to their communities. Every festival programmer, that sees it and programs it in a big festival, then hundreds of people get to see it that way, is exactly what independent films need, is those champions.
We're trying to bring films like yours to Charlotte because we don't always get the films ordinarily. Do film series and groups like ours play a role in any of your getting people to see the film? I mean, or is this kind of unique that you would come here?
This particular film?
Yeah.
Well, I think these kind of things are really important. I did a short film where it got kind of curated this way at a small festival, and I went over, and it was a great experience. But the people in the audience would have never seen it otherwise. They gave it a nice platform. And I think it's great because you got people who want to see film. And it was curated by a person who loves film. They go, I trust this guy. I'm coming here. This must be something interesting. And because it's a Canadian film, and it's maybe a different flavor, it's almost not a foreign film, but in a way, it is a little bit. And so they can,
We also try to bring in speakers, and in the best case, we try to bring in the people that actually made the film. Do you get to mingle with a lot of the people that see your films much, except at the big festivals? I mean, what's that like to actually talk to people after they've seen your film and answer their questions and things like that?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. It's once we've seen the film 100 times or 200 times, the only way, it's like having kids, right? It's like you see the world again through. So when we get to see it with a real audience that's seeing it for the first time, experiencing it for the first time, and you hear those gasps or those oohs or those ahs, or you see people get tense, it reminds you that, oh yeah, because for us it's, we've seen it so many times, it's exciting again to see it with an audience.
Are you guys backpackers and hikers and things? Or?
You are. I mean, I grew up a lot of my life in northern Quebec in the Laurentian Mountains. But he was an avid backpacker as well.
Yeah.
When I was writing the script, I met him. He told me a really great story that he had. Maybe we can talk about it later. But he had a great story, and I said that's amazing. He encountered the wildlife there, and I said, do you mind if I use that? He's like, no, go ahead. I was like, great.
Now it's in the movie.
But most Canadians, it's part of the culture to go canoeing, to go backpacking.
We're surrounded by so much wildlife.
We have. I mean, our animals earn our money. Think about it, right?
It's true.
It's true. Those are our presidents.
So the big question is, does Backcountry do for the woods what Jaws did for the ocean?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Okay.
I wasn't sure. I mean, look.
It's on your poster.
Yes. Well, one of the reviewers said that, and then I thought about it. I said, well, people were passing out and were leaving Jaws when it was on, and we've had the same reaction.
Wow.
Yes, it was actually printed in the New York Post, right?
New York Post, yeah. A woman passed out at the Toronto Film Festival, and we've had lots of people leave, hyperventilating. I mean, not that that's the main reaction, but there's every so often someone.
But we talk about the connection with the people that have seen the film. Like, I love Twitter. I'm on Twitter, and I do respond and talk to the people that have seen the film and engage the film, and I'll engage them and say thanks or whatever, answer some questions. And it seems unanimous with them that there's a certain element in the film that does really reflect Jaws in that way, and
the number one thing people have said long before that quote, a reviewer gave us that quote, was, I'm never going camping again. That's the number one thing across the board at all the festivals and screenings that we've been to. Always someone says that.
Yeah, because it's like I set out to make a movie to wipe out tourism in Ontario. Absolutely, tourism gone.
So last question: what do you hope people get by seeing your film? What do you hope they walk away with? Entertainment and some bigger meaning, or whatever.
I know what for me personally, I love the way I felt after I saw Open Water, or after I've seen a good film. I love survival thrillers. I love thrillers and horrors as well. But even when I saw The Exorcist, or when I saw Place Beyond the Pines, I walk out and just go, that was an experience for an hour and a half or a couple hours, whatever it is. I feel satisfied. I feel full. I feel inspired, hopeful, but also a bit of melancholy. That's the feeling I love after I see a film. It's deeper than that, so I hope they walk away feeling they had an incredible experience. That they want to live in the movie, but they don't want to experience the movie. You know what I mean?
Well, I think just organizations like yours are so important because, I mean, you know, where I live, there's a couple of things like that. There's a couple of organizations that curate films, and like Adam said, I just trust them. If I a lot of times I know about the movie, I'll go, but even times where I have no idea what the movie is, I just trust them, and I go, and it's so easy to go to the multiplex and see the, you know, the big Hollywood studio film, and those are great, but those get seen in everywhere. Whereas films like ours, you know, they'll hit the major cities, but then they don't always go, you know, all around. And for people, I think this is the kind of film that's important to see on a big screen too.
Yeah,
you know, it's a very visceral experience.
Yeah, they wouldn't otherwise. That's why you guys are so important, because you're giving them a unique experience. And then it's like, I hope to do the same with the film. Yeah. So it's one of the same language.
The very first time we saw the film, you know, properly finished on a big screen was on an IMAX screen at the Toronto Film Festival. We didn't know we were going to be on an IMAX screen. We were on like, you know, like just a ginormous 70-foot or whatever it was. And I mean, whew, that's an experience. And compare that to then viewing it on your iPad or on, you know, on your TV. And that's why we make movies, you know, is for the big screen. So it's such a treat to be able to watch.
And let me just turn the tables. The curating the films. What do you hope for your audience when you bring these films in?
Well, I think our audiences are discriminating film goers, and they can see all the Hollywood product, but they love to see films, foreign, independent films like yours, that they don't have to go to New York or LA to see it, and to bring the director and the producer here is just all for $5, you know. I mean, can't beat it. Can't beat it. So thank you for being here. Welcome to Charlotte, and great luck on your film.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.